Alright guys, so today I'm going to be talking about leveling. I know a lot of you in the FC have come up and said, well, what's the best way to level? It's an MMORPG, it's Final Fantasy. Leveling is the most important thing, as with every MMORPG, as with every Final Fantasy game. So, after doing some math with the other FC mates a few days ago, we found that there's quite a few ways to go about leveling, but there's some that are definitely better than others. In terms of the top tier list, 1 through 50, you're going to want to be doing POTD, and if you are really time consuming and you want to get the best, high risk, high reward, command missions. Command missions are kind of not talked about in terms of the XP because they are difficult to unlock. Not really difficult, they're just very time consuming and very time consuming to level up. So I'll talk about a little bit of both of those today, but both of them are going to be effective no matter what, especially if you go up to your bonuses here and you have Road to 60, that of course ends whenever you hit level 61. You're pretty much going to be stacked either way, so it really doesn't matter. Some people even go so far as to level every class to 60 to keep that bonus so they can keep running the command missions, the POTD, the whatever. So first off, I'm going to be talking about POTD, POTD, Palace of the Dead. And it is really simple to unlock. So first off, you just got to be level 17 in any war or magic class. It really doesn't matter. I mean, tanks aren't really needed until later on in the higher floors, but if you go into a POTD queue and you're a tank, it doesn't matter. There is no requirement in terms of the job classes that are needed, unlike the regular dungeons in the game, which follow the traditional tank, healer, 2 deepest. So I'll talk about that a little bit later, but it's really, really good on the deepest. So anyways, you're going to want to come in here 1213, and you're going to want to talk to Marujiro. He's going to give you a quest that's called The House That Death Built. It's a simple fetch quest. It is really easy, and it is not consuming at all in the course of time. Once you're done with that, you'll end up in the quarry mill, as that's where the quest line, drops off. If you are just starting this out and you are just level 17, I mean, you're going to want to get the Aetheryte here, as this Aetheryte will become really important later on in terms of leveling all your classes and a little bit in the story, some job quests as well. So once you have done that and you finish up the quest, you're going to want to come over here to the Quarry Mill Aetheryte, and of course there's a lot of people here. As I said, this is a really, really popular way to level up, as it is so easy on the DPS. So you're going to see this. When you go inside Palace of the Dead, your level is going to be reset to 1. Don't worry about it. It's not like, oh, you lost everything. It's not like that at all. It just has an independent leveling system with independent weapons, independent armor, which you get from opening up the treasure chests. So it might be a little hard to see at first, a little bit hard to follow, but it's really, really simple. So none of this really matters. I mean, not necessarily. So enter Palace of the Dead. You guys are going to have 2 save slots to start, and you're going to want to click on any of them. So fixed party is whatever is in your party. If it is just you, that does mean that it will be just you in POTD. So that's pretty risky, especially to start. And match party, it just queues you up with a random party. Fixed party's cool. That's how you unlock the later floors, actually, post 100. And if you do this, I recommend doing the traditional tank, healer, deepest. But, I mean, if not, then match party. I mean, the queues for you guys that play DPS that are just starting out are literally like 30 seconds. It is, it is so much better and more time efficient than the 3-hour Sastasha queues that some of you guys may be hitting. So that's our first way to level up. Pretty simple. Once you're inside, you may unlock these things called the Accursed Horde. And it's just one gigantic RNG to get a whole assortment of items. It's a little fun type gacha for you guys that are into that. And some of the stuff you can actually get that sells a lot on the market for it. So that's your first one, and that is POTD. We have parties for it quite often in the FC. So, I mean, if you guys want to join after you do that, 50 to 60 is your best bet for POTD. And in order to unlock that, you have to unfortunately do 1 through 50. But once you guys do that, you're pretty much good to go. That's about the only grind that you have, and 1 through 50 still offers a bunch of XP. So, command missions. A little bit more underground because they just came out in patch 4.1. So you're going to want to go to whatever GC you're a part of. You want to go to their main hideout slash office, whatever you want to call this, the hall basically. I know they have a hall of storm and they have a hall of serpents, each in your guys' respective city-state. Once you hit level 30 and you are also a rank, I believe it is a sergeant or maybe second flame lieutenant, you're going to go ahead and see this quest, and it's going to be called the Squadron and the Commander. And you actually have to be a level 47 to unlock. So it is a little bit top of the line. So POTD is going to be your best bet through 1 through 50 in your main class. But once you do the Squadron and Commander quest, you'll unlock this back here, the barracks. So you're going to want to enter that. The quest itself is really simple. I mean, the guy literally just says, go to the barracks and talk to me. So it is really that easy. And you're going to see, well, he's going to be back here when you first start. You're going to talk to him, and he's going to give you 4 people. So those 4 people are your squadron. It's basically just a group of AI that go out and do missions. You get gil, you get items, you get a whole bunch of stuff. Every single week, if you do your challenge log, as you can see here, I have some from this week, you unlock new members. You're going to want to probably have a pretty balanced class. I do Warrior or Marauder, Conjurer, and then maybe Dragoon and Summoner are about, or Arcanist is the best setup. For those of you that don't have that, I mean, I did the whole entire quest line of it with only 2 bards, so it's really not too bad. For those of you that don't know what a challenge log is, go down to logs and then challenge log. This is all of them. They reset every week. I mean, if some of these that you do, you'll get a new members. You go over to the enlistment papers, you accept them, that's it. Once you send them out on missions, which you do by talking to your sergeant, and go to command missions. Yeah, so this is the dungeons that you can do, and then squadron missions you're going to have to do in order to level them up to 20. So you send them out on 18-hour missions. These are their stats, by the way, so you're going to want to make sure that your stats are always blue when you do these missions for the highest probability of succeeding. And they level up. You get them all to level 20, and you're going to unlock command missions. So command missions, you go in and you basically play as whatever role you are with your AI. I know that may sound stupid, but you get a massive XP boost. Your road to 60 works, your heat of battle works, everything works. So, I mean, it is really, really good. That's the best way to go about it because you get all those bonuses, but you have to be level 47, which kind of ruins it considering that you're going to pretty much be doing that for your alternate classes. That's how I got literally every single class up to 50. I just grinded these command missions out. Not only that, in terms of POTD, which has a super low queue, maybe like I said 30-45 seconds, this has no queue at all. It's insta, so there's a little bit more of a bonus there. And you could do any role too, like I said. So it's good, but it's a little bit time consuming, and you guys are pretty much going to want to only do that in the case of an alt. Or, of course, your alternate jobs. So that's pretty much it when it comes down to leveling. So it goes, in terms of everything overall, command missions, which, as I said, you guys unlock by just following that little quest line after reaching level 47 and Flame Sergeant, or, you know, whatever sergeant it may be in your Grand Company. And then you just come back here and that's it. You level them all up to 20, which may take 5 days, considering that each period is 18 hours of them doing the mission itself. And then you could start grinding those out. So that's pretty much it. I mean, that's the #1 way to do it, but since you have to be level 47, it's just kind of pointless unless you guys are leveling up all the jobs in the game, which is a lot of fun to do. So besides that, you have POTD, which I talked about, and that is probably going to be most of you guys' best bet, and you guys can come along and join us in the SE whenever we do it. So that's pretty much it for leveling. If you guys have any questions, just let me know, and I'll see you guys later.